Our work is very complementary. We're both, doing figure art. We're both very much not hiding our hand. We've got a little bit of an expressionist look to the figures.
I'm just creating, and that's the thing that, keeps me happy, keeps me away from the stress of the world, keeps me connected with the people around me. My name is Barry Johnson. I just recently found out that I'm what's called an interdisciplinary artist. That just means that I make art across all mediums. So it's going to be paint, as we have in the show here, mixed media, sculpture, performance, film, installation, and I'm just a big kid having fun. That's really what I like to say about it all.
I'm Blake Carter, and I'm a visual artist. I've always been interested in figure drawing, and since I was a kid, I've been drawing figures all my life, and kind of have been concentrating on black and white figure drawing in ink for the last 9 or 10 years, pretty much.
I'm self-taught, never took an art class a day in my life. I learned how to do art from YouTube, just watching it every morning and then trying to figure out how to draw and paint, mix colors. I don't even follow a typical artist of color aesthetic. These are all house paints from Home Depot. They're all mist tints that I just come in, I like the Bear brand the most. So the same paint that's on this canvas is the same paint that's on the walls, the same paint that's outside of a home.
All the pieces I have in this show are drawn with Sakura Micron pens. They're black ink pens. I go through 20 or 30 of them probably on some of these large pieces. This whole thing started really as me sitting on a sidewalk, watching people walk by or watching people drive by on a scooter, and it was just hard to imagine that people didn't, could ignore them and just let them pass by without having, looking at them and thinking about them. And so that's kind of what all these figure drawings are about for me. It's paying a little bit more attention to people.
For the past year and a half, I did a series of over 25 pieces that were all people with their faces cut out or distorted. And it was really like a take on, people of color having their history covered up or distorted to fit someone else's narrative. And there was this ongoing joke that I didn't know how to paint faces and that I was looking for a way out, which is that's fine, I'll take that. So the piece behind me is my take on the thinker, right? Because it's you got a man in the middle of pondering the fate of man, and in our day and age, it's we're so consumed by the pictures of self. We're in this selfie era, and I'm just not a selfie person. So I painted a person that would be taking a picture of themselves while they're in the middle of a work, and it's progress, right? It's it's right as they're in the middle of the work, they're feeling happy about it, and then they just take a snapshot of it. But I'm just trying to take it and just do a little bit more than it, than just lay down color, lay down lines and say, here it is.
After I found out I had this show, I kind of was looking up information about Kent and finding out that the population of Kent was 130,000. I thought that I'd try to make a piece that had 130,000 figures in it to match the population. That's called All of Us, population of Kent. For me, originality is hugely important. It makes me feel good as an artist to bring something into the world that didn't exist before.
Blake's awesome, and we've been connecting through email, text, hey, let me know what sizes you're working with.
I noticed Barry's work in the group show that we had last fall. I hadn't met him until today.
We did a canvas trade where he did his thing on half of it and I did my thing on half of it.
Well, I pretty much did half and then I left it rolled up at his front door.
My wife got it, was did you just get blessed with this amazing piece of art? So this super big piece of art, and then I unrolled it and immediately was dive in, and then Blake's can I get some progress? And I was soon, soon, soon.
I was super excited about it. It's very much different than what I thought he'd do. I love the way that he does different stuff every time, and it's not at all, when I prepared it, I thought it'd be turn into one of his figure drawings, and he's done something completely different with it. So,
in a lot of senses, we're all trying to do the same thing, right? It's like, let's just collaborate, you know, let's team up, and we don't even have to have met together because our work is very much the same. And, you know, speaking and like reading about the work, it's very much in the same vein. So to be able to bring that together, it's like a natural marriage, and it worked out perfectly. Come to the show, you know, it's one of the things where there's something really special about two people that don't know each other trying to figure out how to make something new together and trying to figure out how to make a narrative together. In terms of like how the show ended up, whoever thought of it, kudos to them.
The exhibit is free and runs from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Centennial Center Gallery is located at 400 West Gow Street, next to Kent City Hall. Sponsored by Kent Arts Commission.